Greetings, future Wildcats. It's a super exciting time of year because our application's fixing to open up for you this Friday, July 1st. It's a great time to be thinking about ACU, and I want to take a moment just to remind you about some of the things that you can expect to experience here. ACU makes a promise to each of its students and our faculty and staff as well as their parents, and that is that ACU will be a vibrant, innovative, Christ-centered community that engages students in authentic spiritual and intellectual growth, equipping them to make a real difference in the world. What I like to say is we want to be the best in the world at combining a world-class academic education, but in a Christ-centered environment, where students grow in their faith. They come to better understand who God is and who He's calling them to be in the world. Often it's our faculty that have the most significant impact on our ability to fulfill that promise. They walk alongside you in your journey of educational experience, the hills and the valleys, understanding what makes you unique and helping prepare you for the world ahead. I was so proud when recently U.S. News and World Report named ACU one of the top institutions in the country for student success. We beat out schools like Harvard, Yale, and Duke, and we were named the #1 school in the state of Texas. We're also leading the world in advanced nuclear research, pioneering new ways to think about energy, production, and consumption. We've had 4 consecutive enrollment records here at ACU, drawing students from all 50 states and more than 40 foreign countries. At the end of the day, we believe that God has uniquely created you in His image, and He's destined you for greatness according to His call for your life in the world. And it's our incredible honor to get to partner with you in that journey as you more fully discover what He's leading you to do and to be. Let's take a moment to hear from some of our current students at ACU about what they love most about this place.
I love the people at ACU because I was really worried that I would come and make no friends and then have to go home. And but I came and I just loved the people that I met, and I made great friends who and it's friends and just peers and professors who will push you to grow even when it's uncomfortable or even when it hurts for the both of y'all, which is a huge thing and just shows a lot about the caliber of person that you're gonna meet here.
I had decided on going to a different college very early on, my freshman year of high school, and that's where I was set. And I kind of just applied to ACU because I had a friend who was going to come here, and I just thought, might as well. And when I got closer to the end of my senior year of high school, I just really felt that God was telling me to come here. And there were just so many different things that I could go on and on about that just pointed to ACU, and so I really felt like this is where I needed to be.
I chose ACU because I wanted a place where I was going to grow spiritually, but that I was also going to grow academically and professionally. And the crazy thing is, I don't think I would have most of my internships that I currently have if I didn't come to ACU, which is just such an amazing thing.
I chose ACU because for me, when I was looking for different universities, when I actually visited ACU, it was the only one that seemed like they wanted me specifically here and not just wanted more students. It seemed more personal, and I just really liked how the community seemed to all be positive here, and it was just really good to have that all come together like that.
I love ACU because, specifically thinking about my department, it's just such a family-oriented kind of feeling that you have when you walk around campus. And in my department especially, there's just such a camaraderie between the students and the teachers, and just really this feeling of belonging and feeling comfortable where you're at.
Hi, I'm Tamara Long, Vice President for Enrollment and Student Life here at Abilene Christian University. I'm excited to get to know you students better as you are seniors in high school now thinking about college. You already heard from Dr. Phil Schubert, ACU's president, as well as a few of our great students today. I want you to get to know who we are better as well by being with us today. ACU is a vibrant community of Christ followers that are also pursuing academic excellence in all that they do. We provide students with a vibrant student experience where they live on campus their first 2 years in our state-of-the-art residence halls that make up a very significant part of the learning experience on our campus. But also, our students spend just as much time out of the classroom as they do in the classroom. And it's what happens out of the classroom that I believe is also just as transformative. So when we think about our student experience at ACU, We think about spiritual formation. We think about being a part of a community, belonging to student organizations and groups, which we have over 100 student organizations, and ACU has 13 different Greek organizations specific to ACU, fraternities and sororities. We also have opportunities for our students to participate in internships, study abroad, and mission trips as well. We want our students to take what they're learning in the classroom and apply it outside of the classroom. ACU has unique opportunities and programs to develop each and every one of our students to become leaders as they go out and change the world. From hands-on opportunities for student production to things even like right now, ACU TV, where our students are helping produce this awesome Time with You today. We want our students to have hands-on experiences outside of the classroom, to be a part of organizations and groups, to find community, and to grow in who they are. We want them to grow spiritually. We also want them to grow in community and in friendships and relationships. That's one of the things you often hear our students say makes ACU so different, is the community here on our campus. We are kind of this perfect size where our students are coming to us literally from all over the world, and we have all the opportunities that you might find at a really large state school, but yet by our size, you get to be a part of as many things as you want to. Everything from intramurals to over 100 student organizations, to Greek organizations, to student leadership opportunities, to service learning, to internships. The list abounds. Whatever it is you're wanting to get involved in, you can do that here at ACU. Also, intramurals and Division I sports are a big part of our community. We love our ACU Wildcats. ACU competes in Division I athletics in the Western Athletic Conference. We love cheering on ACU sports, and that is very much a part of the ACU experience. And then intramural sports is something many of our students participate in, and we have over 27 different ways our students can compete in intramural sports. Everything from spike ball tournaments to flag football to 24-hour volleyball tournaments. Whatever it is you've enjoyed playing in high school, if you're not going on to be a college athlete, that's great. You can keep playing in high school and make a lot of friends doing it. It's a big part of who we are as a campus and as a community. We also love seeing our students study abroad. That is one of the very unique things about ACU that we've also been noted on internationally and nationally as something we're exceptional in. Study abroad at ACU is very much a part of the academic journey, but it also is part of the social development of our students. ACU has 3 study abroad sites: Oxford, England, Montevideo, Uruguay, and Leipzig, Germany, where our students can go with our faculty and live and study abroad for a long semester or even a short semester. We want as many students as possible to study abroad and experience the life-changing experience of encountering other cultures and learning in different spaces and environments. ACU's vibrant community is very much because of the students and our faculty. Our students come to ACU from literally all over the world, from over 40 nations, territories, and countries, and all of the continental United States is represented in our student body. So we're not just a school full of Texas students. Our students truly do come from all over the world to learn and study and be a part of this special community. And our faculty are also a big part of the learning here at ACU and what makes ACU so different. Our faculty help teach and educate our students to pursue over 79 majors on our campus and over 164 areas of study. And that is part of what makes our community so strong, the community and our faculty and the learning that happens in the classroom. It's no surprise that our graduates are among the top earners and the top placed in the country. Over 95% of last May's graduates were in a job or within graduate school within 6 months of graduating. ACU boasts some of the most remarkable placement rates in things like medical and dental school, which has a 10-year average of over 90%, and the national average hovers around 50%. We're really proud of our students and their commitment to academic excellence and also their spiritual formation and faith. And there's a reason that our students get into medical and dental and OT and PT school at rates over twice the national average. It's because our students know that they're going on to further their academic career because they believe they're called to. They believe that they are part of God's plan and mission, and their experiences on the ACU campus, like medical missions, prepared them to interview for medical school unlike anywhere else, and they stand out in that process. We are so proud of our students and all the great things they're doing. And we're also very proud of our faculty and their commitment to faith and academic excellence. So there's a few of them I want you to meet right now to hear a little bit more about why they're here teaching at ACU.
I love the students. The ACU students are amazing and they're fantastic. The kind of student that ACU attracts isn't just a really talented student intellectually, but they're also just amazing people.
I love ACU because of the community. it's one of those places where I feel like students can walk away from the classroom experience and they can say not only do they know the content, but they know the professor, and they know that the professor has their best interest in mind.
I love ACU because I love the culture. I love that people are so friendly, and it feels to me a happy, joyful kind of place.
You have the ability here to get to know your professors one-on-one, and your student to teacher ratio is so low that you have the openness to ask questions and to seek further information from them if you're having trouble understanding something.
Sometimes I will just have a special meeting or a time with them at a coffee house or at a restaurant or at the downtown bakery, and those are my office hours. And so we're eating pie, we're eating cookies, and we're talking about life. We're sharing life around the table.
And we are really invested in what our students do here, and we want to know them as people.
We are a growing, dynamic university, and what I don't necessarily mean that we are getting more and more and more numbers, but we are growing in maturity and spirituality, and we challenge and encourage students to grow in those areas. And I think it's a good atmosphere to do it. It's an atmosphere of respect and kindness and a need to grow and be better.
ACU is large enough to be an elite academic institution. You just look at the amount of undergraduate research experience that we have here, from the physics department to my department of psychology. You look at all of the research that our students do and all the scholarship, and then also the creative outlets.
I teach broadcast production here at ACU, and we go from the classroom right to our studio, and the students can put their hands on the cameras and be in front of the camera really the first day.
You can be real on this campus. It's a place where you can truly come alive. It's a place where people truly care about you.
All right, well, I'm here with student Sam Carter, and he's going to introduce himself and help me answer some great questions that you guys have sent in for us today. So Sam, tell them a little about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm about to start my senior year here at ACU. I am an electrical engineering major, and pretty much I come from San Antonio, Texas. Used to play some ball out here, but now just focus on my studies. I'm in New Kappa Psi, and I also am a student director for Wildcat Week this upcoming year. Additionally, this summer I'm here because I am working on the ACU CERC, which is Science Engineering Research Center, for the next lab, for those of you who've heard about it. And so, yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Sam's being somewhat modest. Having that internship at the CERC lab is a really, 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 really big deal. So congratulations on that. That's very cool. Very exciting stuff. Well, you guys have some great questions coming in for us, so we're going to do our best to answer them for you today. And know that your admissions counselor is also eager to answer your questions over this next year, and we're here to help you and to get to know you better. So, Brooke from Dallas, you've asked the question, how do scholarships work and how do you apply for them? So at the end of our time today answering your questions, I'm going to go over the ACU application. But your application for admission to ACU is one of your first ways to apply for scholarships here at ACU. There's also some other great scholarships that you can find on our website, acu.edu/scholarship. Pretty easy way to find that place on our website to see some of the very unique scholarships that you can apply to. Also, we encourage students to look in your community for scholarships. There's great opportunities right in your own backyard. And this summer, while you're transitioning to being a senior in high school, it's always a good time to start looking and seeing what are some of those great scholarships that you can be looking for. So that's a great question. Scholarships are important, and we want you to know we offer over $80 million in scholarships and grants to our students. We are very proud of our alumni and friends that give back to the university for scholarships. All right, so another great question that just came in is going to be from Talia from Houston, Texas, and she said, what is the one thing you wish you would have known about before heading to college?
So this is gonna sound a little cliche, but bear with me. Definitely to be bold. So I definitely know it's like, I've heard the try everything. I've heard the make sure you're out of your room type stuff. That stuff is important, definitely do that. But what I mean by be bold is like, you know, try stuff that you've never like tried to do, as far as not necessarily just involving yourself in things, but also like I think a big thing for me was I didn't necessarily stand by something that like, oh, this is who I am and I'm gonna go into college like this and then see what happens. Like I just kind of say what happens happens. And even though sometimes you can get by with that, like I think it's really helpful to just be like, hey, I think I want to be this kind of person, and college is a great way to experience like, hey, I'm gonna try exercise being this kind of way and see what happens.
That's awesome. Yeah, try new things. Join new clubs and groups and do things. That's awesome. Another good question that came in from Maylee from North Richland Hills, Texas is, can you tell us more about the Honors College? So the ACU Honors College is a great way to get plugged in with students that aren't necessarily wanting more work, but students that really want to focus on kind of deep questions and deep learning experiences, both in and out of the classroom. The Honors College provides unique opportunities for study abroad, for campus involvement within unique different types of classes. Also, ACU has been noted as one of Texas's top producer of Fulbright scholars, most of whom have been a part of the Honors College. So ACU's Honors College really is about some of that kind of deep critical thinking, pondering life's biggest questions. It is a set of unique courses woven together intentionally from the first year all the way till your capstone at the end of your time at ACU. It is a great way to be a part of an academic learning community that involves all types of majors. So students in engineering and biology and teacher education, it doesn't matter what your major is. It's really about being a part of a thought community where great thinking happens and learning happens. All right, another great question for you, Sam, is Caitlin from Wimberley, Texas. How long do you have to live on campus, and what was it like living on campus, Sam?
Yeah, so don't let this alarm you, but you do have to live on campus for 2 years, freshman and sophomore year. Or if you decide to join Res Life, you get to live there a little bit longer. But pretty much what happens in the dorms is, you know, the ACU's policy is kind of to enforce community or encourage community through this dorms life setup. And I would say that like this really does do a good job at doing that. I know for sure freshman year I was in Maybe Hall and it was it was fun. It was a fun time. Never anything boring. I will say that for sure. And then you get to know your hall mates, and you get to bond with your RA and bond with whoever you choose to. And so I think it's a really great way to just kind of like not only meet people, but just to actually connect with them. Because once you live with somebody, you do get to see a different side of them for sure. So.
It is definitely a lot of fun. No question that the men's and women's residence halls are a little bit different.
Yeah, sorry I can't speak to the women.
But they are lots of fun. We really do enjoy the residential community on campus. Could you tell us, Sam, a little bit more about what it's like being a student here, the campus life? What's it like getting involved and plugged in?
Of course, yeah. So, of course, we got our Greek life on campus. Definitely a bunch of different sororities and fraternities you can join. That's one thing. Another thing is we have intramurals here on campus. You can get plugged in whether you're in a Greek life or not. You can make a team, grab your buddies, and just compete for all my athletes out there. And then aside from those two things, I'd say ACU does a really good job at having like different little clubs. You just definitely got to make sure you're looking for them. We're definitely doing better at getting them out there, but there's a ton of little clubs that like for all your different interests. For example, like I'll be open here and say I like anime, and so I didn't know. I was here for like 2 years before I realized there's actually an anime club on campus. So I got to participate in that a bit, and it's pretty fun. So there's like different things you could do, and even if there isn't something there, like ACU does a great job at helping you out to start a club. So if you do have an idea, once again, grab your buddies and just be like, hey, let's meet up at this time, this day, and let's make something happen.
Yeah,
so.
That's awesome. Yeah, ACU really focuses on keeping students on campus and having fun. Weekends, in the evenings, there's always things going on. Be it intramurals, like Sam said, clubs, concerts on campus, activities. There's all kinds of things happening for our students. Another question from Jeremy from Crowley, Texas. You asked, what things does ACU have in place to support academic success of our freshmen? So we do a lot of things related to supporting all students, but specifically in the first year, your academic advisor provides a really unique advising experience. Professional advisors really help our students navigate that first year of college, your cornerstone class. Then we also have great tutoring resources for our students. Being successful as a college student is complicated because it's unique for you. It's an individual aspect. Every student needs something a little bit different. So ACU really tries hard to understand each individual student and provide them with opportunities to connect with the tools and resources they need to be successful. So everything from advising to your cornerstone class, the common freshman experience, to tutoring and services that help you be successful while you're a student at ACU. Another great question that was just asked by Colton from Abilene, Texas. What are some of the fun activities that everyone can participate in around campus? Which, Sam, you kind of answered some of that, but what about even Abilene? What are some of the fun things that you like to do here in Abilene or around campus too?
So before I go on to Abilene, I will say one thing that I didn't mention actually is we have an organization called CAB, and then we also have SGA, which is Student Government Association. Both of those organizations do a great job at actually having campus-wide events that are literally open to anybody. You don't have to be part of those organizations. You don't have to be doing a certain thing. All you literally have to do is be a Wildcat. And so
Awesome.
we have different things that you can do through those organizations. But to answer your question about Abilene itself, there's also different things to do here. One of my favorite places is probably Mulligan's. So it's actually a golf course pretty much, and they got a sand volleyball out there too, and it's a great time to just grab some pals and go out there. Another place I really like to go to is what's it called? Vagabond Pizza. Really great place to eat.
Yeah.
And then if you're into like different beautiful things or artsy things, there's Grace Museum as well. Like there's just a lot of hidden gems in Abilene. Even I don't know all about them. I'm not the most versed in them, but those are just some of my favorite go-to places.
That's awesome.
You know?
No, I love our downtown. I personally grew up in two very large cities, and our downtown is vibrant and cultural and lots of great arts, lots of great food, but it's also easy to navigate as a student. So that's a plus for sure. Another great question from Kason from Santana, Kansas is, he asked about playing D1 sports on the ACU campus. So we are a Division I athletic program. I know that, Sam, you came to play sports. That was part of what I think attracted you to ACU. And being an athlete is a lot of work. We love our student athletes, and they are very much a part of our community. I would say what makes being an athlete at ACU over other D1 university programs is our size means that our student athletes are in class with and live with each other. We know our athletes, we cheer for our athletes, and when there are major moments happening in sports and we're cheering as loud as we can for Joe Pleasant, for example, when he's throwing that free throw to win a game, we know him, we went to school with him. So I think that's a big difference for ACU athletes is we know our athletes, our students know our athletes. I think that makes being an athlete different. And I also believe our faith, our commitment to our faith, our excellence in academics transcends all things, and our excellence in Christ and being called to be believers is first and foremost who we are as a university. So I would say that's what I would sum up. I would love for you, Sam.
Real quick.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously, like I really do see a lot of our athletes around campus, and even when there's no school, I see them off campus too. I run into them at the grocery store or wherever I'm hanging out. So, and even that one semester that I was an athlete, like for those of you worried about it being a little bit too much on your plate, it's totally doable. And don't think that you won't have a life either. You definitely do have to make some sacrifices, but especially during off season, you will have a little bit extra time to be able to take care of your studies first and foremost, and then see some of your friends and hang out with them, because it really is a great time. You know, it's whatever you just got to get really good at scheduling that time.
Yeah, it's busy for sure. Being a college athlete's a job and busy. Well, it's been really fun to have you with us, Sam, to answer questions. And students, the best way you can answer your questions is coming to campus. Come visit us, come see us here in Abilene, and get to meet our students and get to know us today. All right, so we know that many of you here today are anxious and excited about the potential to win one of our $1,000 scholarships. There will be 5 given away. We're going to do that tomorrow live at 10 a.m. on Instagram. So make sure you're following at ACU Admissions for that giveaway. We will do that tomorrow, again, 10 a.m. live. 5 of you lucky students are going to win one of those $1,000 scholarships. Also, want to talk to you about the application. You are seniors. We hope by being with us today and learning more about ACU, you're getting excited about applying to college. I want to hopefully take away some of your nerves about the application process. The goal for us in the application is to get to know you, to know more about who you are, how you've done in school, your academic abilities, what you're excited about in our admissions process. We really care about student success and students that want to be a part of the unique faith-based community here in Abilene. So the application is going to open up July the 1st. You're going to be among the very first emailed that link. You can also go to acu.edu/apply, where you can apply for admission online. Also know that the application is free until September the 1st. So you have until September the 1st to early submit your application for free. Save your parents $50 because that is how much that will become. September the 1st, the application fee will go up to $50. We want to make sure you are aware of that. Also know this summer, as you're getting your transcript turned in, or maybe your test scores, so ACU does look at the ACT, the SAT, or the CLT, the Classic Learning Test. Those are 3 college readiness tests that we use. You can also apply test optional. Know that your high school transcript of anything else is one of the most important records we do look at. Your high school transcript shows us how you've performed as a student day in and day out from your freshman year through your junior year. And please know, students, we love straight A students. That's a great thing, but we're also really looking for students that have improved over time, that show that they've demonstrated the ability to show up and do the hard work. So please know that we do look heavily at that high school transcript, and it's important to us to understand your academic ability. We look at the types of classes you've taken. We look at things like your class rank, if that's on your transcript. So the high school transcript, that's an important part of the application process. So if you apply by September 1st, no $50 application fee. If you turn in your high school transcript and those test scores, if you're wanting to be reviewed for admission with the test score, you will receive notification of admission as early as September the 19th. So you'll be among the very first students admitted, which also means you're going to have priority scholarship consideration. So we will start notifying students of their scholarships as early as October the 15th. So those are just some key information about the application for admission, and we look forward to seeing you apply for admission to ACU. I am super excited about the senior class and look forward to meeting you on campus soon. So thanks for a great day, and we look forward to seeing you soon.